that bag. That's what it is.
Little weasel. What a little weasel freak, actually.
True, absolutely.
Who the fuck cares about this account, though? Right? I mean, like, what? From what I know, she just yelled the N-word at some black kid, and then she is now raising an obscene amount of money off of the grift. Is that from what I understand is the situation here? Is that the situation with Shiloh Hendricks? But also, again, I just want to say this, okay? And I cannot stress this enough, okay? Even if you agree with Asmongold here, okay? Even if you agree with Asmongold here, Asmongold is the co-founder. He is the boss of Mythic Talent, okay? I assume he's still the founder, boss, CEO person, okay? Of Mythic Talent. Mythic Talent employs Kirsche, okay? There is a business relationship here, right? So think about whether or not Asmongold's statement here is genuine in the first place, right? Because maybe you want to look at it through the lenses of Asmongold defending his employee, right? So yeah.
Absolutely.
How in the name of Baby Moses on Fire did we go from the loving society of the 90s to the fucking mess in 2025? That's some chutzpah. A lot of people are just like unfollowed. That's an unfollow from me. Bostonian guy said, oh no, what am I going to do without—
Yeah, I don't remember you commenting on the Carmelo Anthony fundraiser. That's what I said too. I said this myself.
Followers.
Why aren't they here's the reason why they're not writing articles about me like they are about Kirsche. Do you want to know the real reason why? It's because they know it won't matter. Like, they know that if they write an article about me being a racist, all that's going to get me is another 1 million view video on YouTube, and it's going to be called I'm being canceled for being right, and, you know, or something like this, right? And it's insane. I'm being canceled for fighting against racism. And we already know. So this is the reason why they do it. They attack people like her because she's smaller. She can't defend herself in the same way.
This is self-defined, okay? This is... Okay, first of all, okay, what are you even saying? There's plenty of people who are criticizing you, okay? He did get mentioned in that Vice article. Yeah, like, the thing is, I mean, I don't know about the article point, okay? I don't care about that, frankly, but there's lots of people who are criticizing Asmongold these days, right? All the way from the viral comics on Twitter to Elon Musk owned Twitter, by the way, all the way to other YouTubers that are not just me, okay? There are so many people who are criticizing Asmongold, and frankly, nobody gives a fuck about how many views that he's getting off of these videos, specifically, I guess, because that is actually the entire point. The reason why people criticize you in the first place, because I kind of understand how he gets this cause and effect wrong, okay? Because the way that Asmongold is conflating this is, oh, I'm getting canceled on Twitter, and then I'm going to farm millions of views off of this. No, the whole reason why you're getting canceled, or the whole reason why people are making videos off of you, is because you are getting these million view videos in the first place. If you didn't get these videos, if you weren't successful as a YouTuber, nobody would make these videos. That's the entire point, right? So you turned the cause into the effect, and you turned the effect into the cause. It makes no sense, okay? You just presented a tautology, right? It will always be true, right? Yeah. And Asmongold does care about views, okay? Absolutely. 100%, okay? Yeah.
That I can, and they're hoping to effectively bully gamer subs into like not sponsoring her. Now, this is the truth. You can never rely on a sponsor. You can never rely on any of these people to like actually give a shit about you. If you're a content creator, you should all—
It works both ways. I found you from Leaflet's video about you. Is that true? I didn't know about that. I know that there are some people who found me through Leaflet's video. So, you know, I am appreciative of that fact, okay?
always focus on yourself. Never rely on sponsors, because they will drop you the moment that things get rough. And so I'll listen to a little bit more about this, right? And then we'll move on. But I'll see if there's a timestamp 257. Okay.
Okay to call a 5-year-old the
I wonder. I actually wonder if my aura.com referral link is still. I wonder if that's still a thing, or I wonder if it still works. Because if it still works and they're still paying me, then I should convince you guys to sign up for a free trial based off of my thing.
N-word.
And
I don't think most people think it's okay.
Oh, okay. So that, yeah, everybody knows that.
I think there are a lot of people who are tired of things happening, like Daniel Penny, like...
Yeah, Daniel Penny, total fucking W. Absolutely. The guy was a fucking psycho that he killed. This guy attacked an unarmed woman multiple fucking times. The guy that Daniel Penny choked out and killed. Guy was a total fucking parasite. The only person who's in the wrong here isn't Daniel Penny. I don't even feel bad for the guy that got killed. Well, actually, I do feel bad for him. That's what I meant to say. I do feel bad for him. The police should have put him in a fucking insane asylum. Really? I'm not even kidding you. The guy was fucking insane. How do you have 20 assaults? It's nuts.
The whole George Floyd incident and the Summer of Love,
Yeah.
like the Carmelo Anthony. There's just a lot of people tired of the two-tier justice system, and they start saying some crazy things and doing...
That's exactly right. She is totally, absolutely, completely, unequivocally right. This is absolutely what people believe. And I understand that there are retards on Twitter that don't want to believe it, that don't want it to be real. They think it shouldn't be real.
Wait, what's the Freudian slip? Sorry, I was typing to my sponsorship
They don't
that I abandoned a long time ago.
think
Okay?
you should be able.
But I was earning, like, I earned some good ass money off of that one sponsorship. And if you guys are willing to sign up, and I know Bucko for sure is definitely wanting to sign up, okay? This person's like a super fan. Yeah, we'll see.
To say it, but the fact is, this is the way that people think. They think it is disgusting and absolutely ridiculous that a person is able to raise $500,000 after they kill somebody in cold blood in the middle of everybody else with a knife through the heart. This is some fucking ass.
Jesus Christ. What are you describing? Dude, the way that he's describing things, it feels like he's describing fucking Jack the Ripper. What the fuck? Like he's describing Black the Ripper, dude.
Tech Mayan sacrifice ritual shit. The guy raises $500,000.
Wait, what wait, huh? Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, what? Dude, what a fucking crazy fanfic. What a crazy fanfic that you're writing here. Like you might as well just say, oh, he had that kind of African bloodlust in his eyes when he was rushing in to stab the person in the heart or something. Jesus Christ.
And then these people are getting bent out of shape about a word? Get the fuck out of here. Burning.
Well, I mean, it's completely different, right? If somebody wants to raise money for a defense lawyer, right, versus like saying the N-word, dude. Like, what are we talking about here? I mean, if it's saying the N-word, then fine. Like, honestly, you can raise money for whatever you want, okay? The losers are the ones who are donating in the first place.
Down entire cities because
you know, Darwinism, right? It kind of the natural selection kind of sorts by itself, right? The free market.
One police officer that immediately got put in jail and put on trial. This guy somehow is like the reason why you're gonna burn down an AutoZone. Get the fuck out of here. It's outrageous. And everybody can see this. By the way, every single person can see this. And this is the reason why it made so much money. It's because people are tired of walking around eggshells trying to tiptoe around lies. Kirsche is completely fucking right. 100.
Dude, Kirsche is also your employee. Okay, I mean, I'm fine with Asmongold defending her, okay? I'm okay with Asmongold defending her, but can he please be honest about his relationship with Kirsche? It's like secretly finding out that Kirsche and Asmongold has been dating the entire time, right? Like, dude, you're his employer.
100%.
Hello?
And even if you don't agree with her, and you think that that's not the way it should be, you should also acknowledge that it is the way it is. I don't care about what your opinion on how life should be. At least acknowledge what's in plain sight. I think it's more in the tensions, and the George Floyd thing was just a tipping point. The fact is that I was very much like in favor of the I was a George Floyd supporter in general. Like, I didn't like that Derek Chauvin guy either. There was a lot of people in my audience that were unhappy about that, and I don't want to go through that whole thing. But I will reiterate my position. I think that if George Floyd wasn't pulled,
Well, it's controversial in your audience now to be like to criticize Derek Chauvin. What a unhinged position to be in. Like, what the fuck did you turn your audience into?
out of the car by that fucking officer, he'd probably still be alive, right? There's a good chance. But yeah, sorry. I do, and I think the officer was a piece of shit. But and anyway, no, I'm telling you, like, just look at his history. But anyways, 0% chance. Yeah, I have no, like, I mean, the guy had such a massive, bold claim. Just look up his history as an officer before this. But anyway, it was an overdose. Don't care. That's not my point. But my point here is that whenever I see this,
Nice, good audience you have there.
I think to myself, this is a person who is trying to explain the way that other people feel, and she's getting canceled, and they're trying to cancel her for this, just simply for expressing the way that people feel.
Jesus,
and the reason why is because the people that have this mindset are so afraid of other people finding out that there's actually a consensus against them. Do you see what I'm saying?
Dude, what the fuck are you even talking about at this point? I feel like Asmongold is just yapping. Weren't we talking about Kirsche? Why the fuck have we went to Derek Chauvin and George Floyd? Is that related to Gamersup's?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? You're making me sad right now. No, I'm being honest. And yeah, topic of a job. Cop to his job. I don't want to argue about the George Floyd.
Are we listening to Hassan? I actually do think Asmongold might be worse than Hassan, okay? I'm still like fucking half and half on this. I actually think I think they get relatively around the same viewership, no? But yeah, I don't know. But also, like, I just don't see how you take a look at something like this and don't just go like, wow, here is Asmongold being very protective of his employee, right?
Thing. I've already made my position completely clear. There's a whole video about it. I don't want to go through the whole thing again, right?
Asmongold is way bigger. Okay, so Asmongold is more problematic then. Simple as that.
And so that's it. I mean, if you're
also, Asmongold is like Hassan in the sense that he tries to appeal to normies in order to drive them to a more radical position. That is also the big problem with Asmongold as well. Hassan does the same, by the way, but Asmongold is also the same, right? Like he is a pipeline, basically.
You're unhappy that I have this viewpoint, you're not going to like type something in chat that's going to like get me mad and make me change my mind. I don't care what your opinion is. I only care what my opinion is. And so anyway, yeah, just go watch the VOD, watch the video. I don't want to hear about it. My point is, and this is again beside it, because even if you think that the cop killed George Floyd in cold blood, right? Like you assume everything about it is true. He just straight up executed George Floyd right there. It shouldn't really make a difference, and you shouldn't go burn down a random building in another state, right? It's insane. And so anyway, yeah, you're an organ of speech. You need someone with the facts that really affect people. Well, the facts are the facts are that I think this is the way that a lot of people feel about it. It is
some crazy things.
Yeah,
that doesn't make it okay, but it's like
so. This is what I think is so funny about it. So you can read this article that's written about her, and so I want you to look and listen to it.
Mm-hmm. They start saying some crazy things and doing some crazy things. Hello, Anthony. There's just people who are tired of things happening, like Daniel Penny, like the whole George Floyd incident and the Summer of Love, like the Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
There's just a lot of people tired of the two-tier justice system, and they start saying some crazy things and doing some crazy things.
She even talks like this, like she even talks like Asmongold, where she says like, "Oh, a lot of people are talking about this. A lot of people are waking up." Yeah, dude. I just kind of noticed like similar speech patterns as well. So
That doesn't make it okay, but it's like that's just
So she even says, that doesn't mean that it's okay that they're doing this. I'm just explaining this is why they're doing it. But this was intentionally cut out of context in this article. And the goal
for the record, okay, I don't think that mom. Okay, for the record, I don't think that mom made that thing because of Carmelo Anthony, right? Like, it's not like she made that Gifts and Go due to Carmelo Anthony. I think that's a little silly, right?
goal of it being intentionally cut out of context is very clearly to make her look bad. This is what happens. It goes back to the Michael Brand hands up, don't shoot lies. I don't remember about that. I'm just saying in general. People are tired, and that's where we are, unfortunately. That doesn't make it okay. Oh, here it is right here. Claims that people are tired of two-tier justice system and seem to insinuate that Shiloh Hendrick's usage of the N-word was just a consequence of where we're at now. It is. She's right. Everybody's getting mad at her for saying this, but the fact is that she's completely right. And people want to complain and get her canceled and try to make sponsors.
Bro, right for what? That it's the same as the Carmelo Anthony situation. So one is a murder case and the other one is like playground racism.
Leave, etc.
All right, dude.
Here's what I think that a lot of these sponsors need to realize.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the public is waking up to these obvious lies. And there are I think, infinitely more people that agree with Kirsche and also agree with like my same take on this as well.
They do not, okay? Most people don't believe that, you know, you should be raising like this much money trying to like after saying the N-word, okay? It's just
and the people
ridiculous.
that agree with these mentally ill freaks.
I mean it's free to do this. I mean, you're free to do this, right? But
and so if you start dropping people because they're inconvenient for a small subset of people that probably don't even like your food to begin with, they don't even like your product to begin with, they're just trying to bully you into, you know, taking away a person's like financial ability to like make money, you're gonna have nobody supporting you, right? How would they know though? The companies? Well, the companies, I think that every company should try to make a decision based off of that.
it's pronounced Kirsche, like Porsche. Oh, Kirsche then. Yeah. I just did. I don't respect her enough to pronounce her name correctly, okay? It's like when people say Kamala, okay, instead of Kamala. Tired and mistaking this reaction to all the pretense of virtue signaling and political correctness with something restorative. This is why I can't watch Asmongold for long. Is because I can only listen to, you know, this vile garbage for so long.
Right? You do that a lot. You understand where people are coming from and why they did it, but people think you're defending them, which you're not. Yeah, understanding is not the same thing as defending. And so that's basically it. That's her. That's her. She really looks like she can be in Trump's cabinet. No, it's not even her. That's the woman. Yes. I don't know. That's obviously not okay, but yeah, so you can't.
Yeah, that can't be her because Kirsche is more what's it called? Circumferentially blessed than that. Okay, but
even have, and this is the problem with these people, is that you can't even have a conversation about this kind of stuff at all with them, because the moment that you do, they instantly try to take what you say and turn it into something else. So yeah, so low IQ takes. Yeah, they're just fucking retards, and they're trying to attack people.
Hey, do you guys remember when when Asmongold was beefing with Destiny, and then after Destiny made his nuclear stream on Asmongold, Asmongold went ahead and took a vacation.
You know, like sponsors and everything like this. I think that the best thing that a content creator can do is to move completely away from needing these like you know, like continuous sponsorships because of just how risky they are. And the guy tried to imply that she's a Nazi. because one of the retweets has a swastika in the book. Yeah, it's intentionally misinterpreted. It is. And I just see this happen, and I find it to be...
Did Asmongold ever respond to him? I don't think so. I think after he came back from his vacation, he pretended as if Destiny never said anything about him. Probably. Okay.
disappointing and very annoying.
And then we're probably going to be back at, square one, where after this entire Hassan thing is over, what Destiny is going to do is that he's going to go back to bashing Asmongold, and then Asmongold has enough money to have another vacation, I guess.
Honestly, because I just I think it's ridiculous, and I feel bad for people that get attacked like this and demonized whenever they're saying something that most people agree with.
Tries to
and I think if sponsors drop people like Kirsche because of this, they're going to realize that there are infinitely more people out there that support her than support some random fucking weird freak on Twitter that's trying to get her canceled. And that's the truth. So have they released the video footage of Carmelo yet? No, they haven't. They probably won't do.
I mean, I don't know who this BIM person is, but again, this BIM person is super anti Kirsche. Yeah, Jesus.
That until the trial, and then the trial won't be public. We'll probably never see it, to be honest.
Just a tiny bit unhinged.
So, yeah.
Just
Elon Twitter also moved away from advertiser sponsors because it's unsustainable. Well, the thing is that the problem, here's the issue that I have with advertisers. The issue that I have with advertisers is that advertisers effectively try to compel speech by withholding funds and not giving people money for advertising, which, to be fair, is their right to do. But the result of that is that everybody has to effectively abide by the speech policies of these massive international companies that oftentimes utilize slave labor and other forms of completely...
Wait, what the fuck? So, I mean, you're bashing advertisers right now, but like, not only, okay, number one, you're a fucking business owner, and I have almost no doubt that you have advertised at some point in the past, but also, yeah, that's part of the free market, dude. That's another part of it. And yeah, like nice Vosh talking points, I guess. Advertisers equals sweatshop labor. Nice, good one. Good leftist talking points right here, okay? It's just like, what are you even talking about at this point? You've lost the plot, dude. Yeah, hear that. If you promote gamer subs, you're pro-slavery, right? Wait, yeah, isn't that what you said?
To do. But the result of that is that everybody has...
I mean, he's referring to advertisers in general, but, but he might actually say the same thing about gamer ups as well, okay?
To effectively...
How many sweatshops are making Aspen merch right now? Yeah, that too. Yeah, how many fucking sweatshops are making Aspen merch? Right? How many sweatshops are making Mythic Talent merch?
Abide by these speech...
Sorry, I don't know if they have merch, okay?
Policies of these massive international companies that oftentimes utilize slave labor and other forms of completely unethical, like labor in order to make products. So it's like, in what universe is somebody saying a word worse than, let's say, somebody going and, like, I don't know, selling a product?
You can tell he's trying to, like, twist his brain in all the ways it could in order to justify certain things. you can tell he's really trying to think his way out of this.
It was created through cobalt.
Think harder, Asmongold.
Mines, right? And so, Mr. Pokey, thank you very much for the gifted subs. The raid, thank you very much.
Mr. Pokey, Jesus, like the Eastern Gotcha streamer guy. Okay.
Very much, man. I hope you guys are doing well. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi, Mr. Pokey was on our podcast back in the day. I remember that. And yeah, it's Karen capitalism. If something is an advertiser safe, it's considered extremism. Yes.
Karen capitalism. Oh my god. That's pretty good. Okay.
I really like that. Yes. If
friend, yes.
Something isn't considered advertiser safe, it's considered extremism. I think that advertisers need to realize, and this is what I think that we need to do collectively as a community, like not just me, but like in general,
what do you need to do?
Is that we need to come together and just absolutely, totally, like if somebody gets taken off of a sponsor because of like something bad that they said and it's not really bad, it's just like taken out of context, I think that we should absolutely shit on them. Like 100% we should. Because there needs to be a awareness that
Is that not already happening? Is that literally not already happening?
This type of behavior isn't acceptable in the public anymore. And I think that it's not. And yeah, we need to cancel culture. Yes, and the way that you do that, by the way, like Amber Heard. So I think a really great
Right-wingers have always been pro-cancel culture, but, every single time a left-winger does it, then, they're anti-cancel culture. All right, just remember that, okay?
example of this is like Bud Light, and it's also a lot of gaming companies.
He even says Bud Light straight off the bat.
Companies now
Okay,
are
thank you.
terrified to do anything because they're worried that people like
Okay,
me
dude.
might make a video about it and they might totally shit on the game and destroy the game's popularity. I want to say that good. Absolutely. We want you afraid. We want you to not feel like you can do this kind of stuff. And I will continue to use this power as a weapon against the people who have weaponized it against me. And so this is what I will continue to do. I think these people are absolute fucking parasites. They are awful people. And also, beyond everything, they are dishonest. They are lying and they are dishonest. And they're trying to force people into behavior. Concord put the fear.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but if I was a advertisement company or whatever the fuck, okay, if I was Gamers Up or whatever, and one of my clients was talking about pardoning Derek Chauvin, or talking about how George Floyd died on fentanyl or something, I'm sorry, okay? That's a fucking business liability, okay? It is what it is. That's a business liability, all right? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, fuck the free market, I guess. Yeah.
Of God in them. Yes, exactly. And so whenever any of these things happen and somebody loses a sponsor or they like support somebody like this, I think you should absolutely shit on them as much as you possibly can to make advertisers terrified of making these decisions again. And I think that if you do that, you can stop it from happening. Because keep in mind that the advertisers
I used to be anti-cancel culture. I used to be anti-cancel culture, but I think the more I think about the destruction of American democracy, and the more I realize that, people like these are oftentimes the very catalyst of that same destruction, and I feel like I no longer can ignore stuff like this, then I start to get a little bit black-pilled. I go like, okay, you know what? I think a little bit of cancel culture is okay, actually.
do not actually care about any of these social issues. They do not care about trans people. They do not care about non-binary people. They do not care about anybody except for money. That's it. And so that's really what I think.
Yeah, of course. But why do you think they're like pro-progressive politics? Like why do you think that they are that way? If the only thing they care about is money, why do you think they're supportive of things like this? Right? I think is a question that is worth asking, right? It isn't just some kind of, deep state propaganda. It isn't some kind of like, secret culture push or whatever. It's because it's profitable. That's why, right? There's a lot of people to appeal out there. It maximizes profits. And not only that, it makes your workforce more efficient as well, right? A lot of studies have shown that, having your workforce be more diverse means you get a higher paycheck at the end of the day, even from the top executives all the way to the very bottom, right? Like that's just the reality. So this is why a lot of the modern day company culture is like this, right? It isn't because they're conservative, right? I mean, yeah, like if you really want to, participate in some kind of activism, why not help Daily Wire, right? Daily Wire right now is dying as a company. So, maybe you should give them a little bit more life, right? Like maybe that's a good idea instead of being like this cringe lord.
Think in general should happen. And let's see here. Live service games are for bottom feeders. Maybe, right? For people who might take that as a context with the image in front of us. Well, my point is that any sort of cancel campaign that works, I think that we should actively try to make it as known as possible that the cancel campaign was a bad idea and the company should feel bad for doing it. That's the reason for capitulating to it. Advertisers care about
MAGA or terrify something more than ideas is required.
money and the loss of it. Yeah.
What about Asmongold liking Dan Saltman's cancel culture campaign of Twitch of canceling Hassan? Yeah, wait, hold on. True. So I'm sure that Asmongold supports banning Hassan because I've literally heard him say that, okay? So where do you draw the line? So if you think that, if you think that Hassan should be banished, right, or whatever, why are you anti-cancel culture? It sounds like you're actually pro-cancel culture, right? But you're only pro cancel culture whenever it suits your, ideology.
Careful,
Okay?
bro. Cameras must drop you. I don't think I'm really involved with them anymore since since I'm not an OTK, right? But and I don't, and also like this is just in general the way that I feel. But yes, put the fear of God in them, because that's exactly what people like this want to do to you. That is exactly what it is. And if you don't do that, they will beat you. Unless you play their same game, they will beat you. Wouldn't that be the only way to do it for other creators to also drop having that sponsor? No, because if you just have a huge amount of negative criticism, it scares brands. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Awesome. Hassan tries to clout chase Asmongold even though Hassan himself has a no free clout policy. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, true. I just want to say, okay, again, for any Asmongold viewers, because I know that like thousands of Asmongold viewers hate watch me, okay? Whenever I release one of these videos, okay? I just want to say, okay, number one, not only was Asmongold totally biased here and, defending an employee, all right? He has biased judgment. Even if you agree with him, he has biased judgment, right? And second of all right, I just want to say Asmongold is no better than Hassan, okay? I criticize Hassan all the fucking time. All of my recent videos are pretty much on Hassan, okay? But like Asmongold himself is also like a total fucking a total fucking wanker, right? Like yeah, he's a total fucking loser who who destroys democracy as much as Hassan, by the way. So yeah. Was that tautological, opposite, and opposition with opposing ideas? What do you mean? They're not watching this part of the video, sorry. True, they're not watching this part.